All right, guys, I need you to check the link in the description, 40options.com. Pay us a visit because I am putting together a live webinar on financial consciousness. No, it does not cost. No, I am not selling you anything. I'm just trying to put together ideas and strategies that I have used that have pushed me from point A to point B. I want to share that with everyone. So, like I said, click the link in the description. While you're at it, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We have more good content coming your way. Okay, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to get into your personal, your business finances. I'm not going to get into who you do or don't know. I'm not going to get into the people you may or may not be connected to. Although all these things are very important into generating particular opportunities for yourself, your family, your business. And we will revisit these topics in another video, because the idea of generating your own opportunities is endless, right? Your approach, your path, your desires, your abilities. But right now, my personal belief is there's three things you want to focus on. Those three things are your will, your desire, and your willingness to sacrifice. Without those three things, it's hard to get something started. Number one, you have to have your own personal internal desires to want to get things done. You can't just run and do something just because you see somebody else is doing it. You know, this is how people remove the label of false advertising from all of these pop-ups and videos and all of these strategies and unique things that you see online, things that are getting marketed. They only need one person, or if they do it themselves, to have a massive amounts of success with something, and then now they're open to tell everybody you can do the same thing, which is possible. But if you're running, chasing your tail because somebody gave you a story without your own internal desire to get something done, your will to push forward will be compromised, and your will to sacrifice will be very minimal. And you have to ask yourself very important questions, hard questions, and cannot be somebody else asking you. You have to conduct your own personal inventory. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to give up sleep? Are you willing to give up meals? Are you willing to give up a vacation? Are you willing to give up extra time at home? Are you willing to give up your second job? Are you willing to give up the only job you have? What are you willing to put on the line? What are you willing to go without? What are you willing to do? How many times, here's a very important one, how many times are you willing to get up after life punches you in the face? Ask yourself that question. Get the answer to that before you embark on your journey, because people will tell you it's a rough one. And I don't say rough in the means of scaring anybody away from doing anything. Please go out on your own. Give something a try, whatever it is. And I know this doesn't appeal to everyone. Not everyone looks at life this way. But for those of you who do, I can only give you where I started and how I started. And this is how I checked myself. I checked my desire, I checked my will, and I checked what I wanted to sacrifice. And as far as sacrifice goes, there's things in your life you may have to give up. I'm not sure if you're a shopper, you're a gamer, you're a traveler. Are you willing to give these things up? Are you willing to eat a little different? Are you willing to commute a little less? Are you willing to sacrifice however it is you may entertain yourself? Maybe you like the club. Maybe you like to drink. Maybe you like to smoke. Who knows? Maybe you like to put on the persona that you are or have more than you do. These people exist. And I'm not saying it's bad or it's wrong. So please don't get that idea from this, because I'm a firm believer. Anybody who knows me will tell you I'm a firm believer in choice. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. So I believe anybody else should be able to do whatever the hell you want. But if what you want to do is push yourself and better yourself, these are 3 things you're going to have to figure out. You're going to have to figure out what are your desires. You're going to have to figure out how much are you willing to endure. And you're going to have to figure out the things that you can and will sacrifice. Because once you get those answers and write them down, here I go, talking about list again, keep a list. Write these things down. Because once they're revisited, you have a benchmark to revisit. Okay, I've thought about these things already. Let me just go revisit what I wrote down. Then you have something to judge yourself against. Because you don't want to get caught in a place where you're judging you don't want to get caught in a place where you're judging yourself against somebody who is either more successful than you or somebody who has not had any success. You don't want to think you're less than because you're not as successful as the next person. And you don't want to think your end result will be the same as someone who has failed. Because there's a huge difference. We will have an entire video on failure. What I've learned about it, how I've experienced it, and how I've dealt with it. Because it can be dealt with. There's a difference between you failing and pushing on, you failing and learning, and you failing and quitting. Some are stepping stones, some are finite. It all depends on who you are. And you have to ask yourself these hard questions. Put it on paper. You know, there I am asking you to sacrifice some of your day to sit down with a pen and a pad and write some things down about yourself. You're the only person that can be 100% honest with you about you. And I challenge you to do that. All right, we're going to cut this. I don't want to talk your ear off. We will revisit this topic. Let's just say this is opportunity part 1. Okay? We'll do another video. We'll talk about your financial preparations. We'll talk about how you connect yourself to other people. And really important, again, here I go referencing making a list. We'll talk about how to pave a path to what you may want to do, because that is very important. If you have an outline of where you want to go, how you can get there, the things you can and can't do your research beforehand, you'll be better equipped once you hit certain milestones in your life and once you hit certain roadblocks. You've already done the legwork, so you know how to react. All right, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll love to have you. Hopefully I didn't do a lot of talking just to say nothing. You know, if you're ready for part 2, comment down below. If you have some input, comment down below.